Hey guys, what's going on? This is Andrew, and you're watching Andrew Allen Guitars. Welcome to episode 2 of Shop Talk. This is a new series that I started last week, and I'm going to try to do at least one video a week. We'll see what happens. Last week we talked about how I build my necks, and this week we're going to move to the fretboards. I got 2 questions about the fretboards, and we're going to do both of them today. It's not going to be real long. So the first question comes from Gene, and I can't say the last name. It's Pasqualini. Pasqualini? I don't know. That's probably not right. But he put, "Hi Andrew, I'm learning a lot from your videos. My question on those Fender type fretboards, how do you cut the nut slot? I see that there are 2 cuts. How do you get rid of the wood in between so you can create the nut slot? Thanks." That's the first question. And the second question comes from Dale Palmer, and he put, "Good video. How do you determine how deep to cut the fret slots, and do you use a method to control the depth other than constantly measuring?" I'm going to answer Dale Palmer's question first, and his question was about the slots. So here's a fretboard that's already slotted. You can see on the side the slots. Now what he's saying is, how do you control how deep to cut the slots? Because you don't want to cut them too deep, because you could cut the whole way through the fretboard, or you'd have a lot of slot left over once the fret's in there. So this is how I do it. I got a depth stop on my saw, and it's adjustable up and down. Now it's too high right now, but I've got it set up. But I'll take a piece of fret wire, try to do this where you can see it, because it's going to be tough to do. Take a piece of fret wire, going to take and put it on the saw itself like that, and then just adjust that piece of plastic down until it touches the top of that fret tang. The top of that tang's, well, you can't see that either. There you can. So I just adjust that piece of plastic down to where it touches that, and that's how deep I cut my fret slots. So the second question was, how do I remove the piece of wood here for the nut slot? The one fretboard that I had was a blank like this, but didn't have the piece removed at all. So first of all, this is a metal template that I double stick tape my fretboards to, and then I got my miter box, and I got pins in a pin in my miter box, and you can see there's the 2 slots here. These are the 2 nut slots. So you'll put these 2 in the pin that I'll cut, and that'll give me my 2 lines on my fretboard, and then each one of these slots is a fret the whole way down 24 frets. So that's how I get the lines on to begin with. I use a template. But to show you how I remove the wood, we got to go over to my table saw. So we are at my table saw right here, and I have my blank, but there's no lines on it, and then I got the one with the slot in it. So what I do, first thing I do is the height of, or the depth of the cut of this is about, I usually cut it about half. My fingerboards are about a 1/4 inch thick, so I go about an 1/8 inch deep. So the first thing I do is I set this table saw blade to 1/8 of an inch deep. Okay, if I adjust this down, be about like that. That's close for what we're going to do today. So that's the first thing I do. I adjust it to the height that needs to be. And the next thing I do is, on the side of the fretboard, you're going to have your 2 lines that you're going to see. And I'll take them 2 lines, and I'll line those up to where they're lined up with the table saw. Once I get them where I want them, I take my fence here, slide it across till it touches, and then lock it down. So now the fence is locked in place, and I got the right height for cutting the depth of it. So next thing I do, I take this guy right here, put it in here, pull it back, and you can't really see it, but I'm holding this fretboard tight against this thing here. So I hold my finger like this, hold it tight against here, and got it tight against the fence like that. Turn the saw on, and just slide it through like that. And the fret slot is cut. Now one thing to remember is this table saw is an 1/8 inch thick, but it's not dead on. So if you buy a store-bought nut, it might not fit. It might be too thin, or it might be too thick, which means you might have to do some sanding on the nut, or this slot might be too big and it might just fall out. The reason I do it like this is I make my own nuts, so I make the nuts to fit the fretboard. I don't make the fretboard to fit the nuts. Thanks for the questions, Dale and Gene. If I got your name right, sorry if I didn't get your name right. And remember, if you got a question, it might be featured on an episode of Shop Talk. So if you got a question, ask it. You never know. So that's going to do it for me here today. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Hell, give it 2 thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, give it a thumbs down. Go into the comment section below and tell me what you think. Did you like this video? You didn't like this video? If you got any suggestions for videos you want to see me do, put it in the comment section or just say hi. And just remember, if you ask a question, I might just make a video about it. Also, check out my website, andrewallenguitars.com. There's a link in the description box below. On the website, you're going to find pickups. I just uploaded a bunch of different pickups that I'm winding that is going to be available to the public. There's a couple guitars, and there's more guitars coming, so check that out. Also, you can check out my Facebook page, Andrew Allen Guitars. There's a link in the description box for that also. Not a lot going on over there. Just basically pictures of stuff I'm building and videos. And lastly, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so you can catch every awesome upload that I put out. That's about it. I'm done. You rock on, and I'll see you in another video.